Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction video to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, Episode 14, The Devil's Complex. Now this is the episode, last episode, we had Werner von Strucker, Baron von Strucker's son, Baron von Strucker, who cameoed in Captain America the Winter Soldier in the post-credits scene, and also was like the starter villain for Avengers 2. Was poorly underutilized, but his son ended up, being recruited by Ward in season 3, and now being recruited by General Hale as part of her little cabal of like old Shield enemies who were like former Hydra or former Hydra associates because she's former Hydra. And then we have. But the thing is that her daughter was just kind of sick of her mother's like tyrannical rule and abuse, and conspire with Werner von Strucker to basically overthrow her, or it's like planning to do that. We also Deke found out that Fitzsimmons was his grandparents, and then there's and then you also have also the fact that the Coulson's team had to go recover some gravitonium in order to keep the fear dimension closed, but it's only like a band-aid because apparently, I guess looks like based on the trailers we're gonna get like Fitz's framework alter ego. The Doctor makes a return through this fear manifestation, but we're also going to still have a return of old S.H.I.E.L.D. enemies that won't be manifestations. They'll just be like rounded up, galvanized by General Hale, and we'll just see how this goes.
Or a flying pan.
Didn't he like disappeared after all those shots? Well, there we go. Well, I'm glad they finally caught her.
Fitz! There you are. They told me to tell you that they got her. General Hale.
That was way too easy.
Right, man. Well, I'm no doctor, but that looks like the opposite of what you're supposed to.
Okay.
You're not quite there yet. Oh, no.
No, you cannot be here.
There's work that needs to be finished.
What work? What are you doing here?
What you are unwilling to do.
Wait, what's going on?
It hasn't moved. What is it?
Creel?
Get out of the car, Mr. Creel.
Wow, she's good.
Agent May,
You're working for Hale.
I suggest you listen to what she has to say. She can be persuasive.
Oh, wow. Is that... Another LMD.
Olsen. So good to see you again.
What the hell? There's nothing wrong with you. Okay, Wild Goose. 1, Daisy Johnson 0.
Oh my God.
What's going on?
Escape is unlikely.
What?
Between the restraints and the Casa Pro-Doll. Your energy would be better spent making yourself as comfortable as possible. I'm afraid I didn't have too many painkillers.
You would have, Fitz. You are another anomaly. It's a Nobel Prize speech.
My work helps people. Which is precisely what I'm doing now. By restoring your powers.
What? No.
Shh. I've told you. Try and make yourself as comfortable as possible.
No, you could. No.
What?
Help me.
He was right.
An anomaly. It was you. Programming the robots, keeping everyone else occupied.
Couldn't find any physical notes from Dr. Hall.
We just lost 2 cameras.
It's 10 levels below us.
No.
But I have to.
No.
Plutonium down as much as possible. And insert it into the sphere.
They can come to forgive you if you just explain.
I don't deserve forgiveness, Gemma.
Just like you don't deserve me.
Traumatized. Do you know what the worst part about all of this is? I still believe that it was the right thing to do.
I know that you can help Fitz. And I know that you two are gonna be okay. Because the steps you take don't need to be big.
They just need to take you in the right direction. You're our grandson.
You want a seat at the table? You must prove you are deserving of it. I've secured what I believe to be the final piece. It's all within reach.
He sounds familiar.
Always said prior to failure.
No, I died before that happened.
Well, before you do that, there's a tradition within the Confederacy. If one faces failure, you drink the odium. Fight your last in a wave of savage glory. But if your resolve is as strong as you claim, you'll have no need of it.
Is it crazy?
I hope fortune turns your way. And of course, Hail Hydra.
Okay, so I know this show has become known for its twist and pulling the rug out from under the audience, but I gotta say, the whole thing with the whole thing going on with Fitz was not. I can't even say that that was a twist I particularly liked. I mean, it's like. I mean, I can't say it's necessarily character assassination on his part, but it was just sort of like. It's like his relationship, like he actually, I don't know. It's like I would just kind of, I think I would, as cliche as it was, I think I would have rather have seen something in which, you know, it was like Fitz is dealing with his inner darkness and dealing with an aberration, or like, or I guess like some aberration, a manifestation of the fear dimension. But no, it just turned out to be a hallucination that, you know, Fitz has been seeing ever since he got out of the framework, or at least he's been hearing the voice of. He's like hearing the voice of his framework of the Doctor, but he only started manifesting recently. And I mean, I guess like you can say, like, you know, all the sleep deprivation, carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, and worried about trying to save the world, to kind of push him over the edge. But you can say it's like it kind of makes you wonder what happened in between now and the flashbacks we saw in 2022, where he seems like he was kind of despondent and, you know, stressed, but he wasn't like, I don't know, maybe because it's like he didn't seem like he was like that broken, that he was like kind of like losing his grip on his sanity. And even like Daisy is like, I don't even know, they're just strained. I mean, strained, but even to the point where Daisy says it's like, I'll never forgive you. And just based on, and it kind of makes, at first it seems, I don't know, at first they made it seem like it could have been like a hallucination. And then it also made it seem like, but then it's like you thought like, oh, it could have been like a split personality thing, because just the way the dialogue from Chloe Bennett was saying is like, you're not Fitz, you're just you're just like a manifestation or something. But I guess that was just like Fitz hallucinating, like hallucinating that too. And the fact that it was just like he would go so far as to you know, have like one of Hale's old drones like point the gun at Simmons and Deke and threaten them if he didn't go through the procedure to use the gravitonium in Daisy's neck to or this inhibitor in Daisy's neck to, you know, for the device to close the rift or temporarily seal it. But yeah, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It's not like it's almost like it felt like it was just kind of done just for the sake of just, you know, because it's like they've been through so much, just for the sake of just putting Fitzsimmons through some more drama, just because it seems like they're destined to go. It just seems like they always seem to go through some kind of trials and tribulation. But I don't know. It's a bit of a cliche at this point, and then, but it was also like I feel like, but also like a flip side, but also like on a positive note, taking Deke out of the future and having him present day with the rest of Team Coulson, I feel like it was probably it worked better. I feel like I warmed up. It gave this brought out the best in this character, allowed him to have some growth, and I liked how he had that heartfelt moment with Simmons saying, describing Fitz's personality as complicated, and as a callback to season 2, it's like Simmons being only able to make certain, I guess like only make those like certain type of sandwiches, certain type of sandwich that only that Fitz likes, that only Simmons was able to make well, and this was even before they were dating. And saying it's not the steps you take, but what direction they take you in. Was also a nice way of kind of alluding to the fact that, like, yeah, you're my grandparents, and her vomiting was just kind of the fact that was I was just kind of like, wait, was she really like that, like disgusted with the idea that Deke was her grandson? But then I kind of realized that was kind of. But then I realized it was like, oh, she's pregnant with Fitz's kid. She's pregnant with Fitz's kid, bringing back the Superior. Yeah, I was indifferent. Like, he wasn't really that great of a villain, but again, it's the executive producers are not really kind of having much faith that that their show's going to be picked up for another season, so they're just kind of structuring this back half of the season like a final chapter for the show, which is why they're bringing back as many old enemies as they can, or surviving old enemies like him. Apparently he's just an LMD, but Hale found the jar containing his brain, so she basically controls all of the Superior LMDs. And then there was Creel, who's I guess rigged with explosives, and Coulson going along willingly just because. Yeah, he's partly motivated by he's dying, so he feels like he can he's in the best position to put his life on the line for the rest of the team, and go with Hale and company, and also the reveal that apparently she's part of a group called Confederacy, which is. Even though the guy was in the shadows, you can kind of tell he had like this blue skin, so he was a Cree. And she gave her talked about the opium ritual, which is like the stuff that I think that was the stuff that Cassius took when he kind of went into this like berserker rage and was like beating the crap out of Mac when the team was in 2091 in his last stand. And then you mentioned Hail Hydra, which is. I don't know, I guess I can't be too surprised that there were, rebuilding the organization. And that's a twist where I have, like, mixed feelings about. And I know people are going to be like, well, it's Hydra. It's like they say, cut off one head, 2 more take its place. But, that was the comic books. And I was about as ready to move on with that storyline as the show was. But at the same time, the show's got to, like, make all these callbacks to previous seasons, make them feel like the show's coming full circle. And it's like, apparently she's working with aliens Kree, but at the same time, it's like the trailers for next week show some kind of alien ship and leading some kind of, or like an alien invasion in which SHIELD and Hydra have to form some kind of alliance in order to combat it. So that part's a little bit confusing, and I don't know. I mean, we'll see where it goes. I mean, I don't have any. It's hard to say. It's hard to predict where it's gonna go, because I mean that wasn't. Like I said, it was episode kind of threw me off. Like, I wasn't crazy about the Fitz twist, but which kind of brought the episode down for me a little bit, but. It was nice that we weren't going to drag out the whole mystery of, Deke revealing to at least one person in S.H.I.E.L.D. that he was a descendant of Fitzsimmons. And, you know, we'll see where it goes. That's my thoughts on the episode. What do you guys think of the Fitz twist, or the fact that Hydra's back? Did you like the episode? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.